Alright, just switching over to the other side here, opposite the bed. So I've built this cabinet. I see different mistakes I've made, and that's why this is a rough build. But I save pieces of cardboard like this, cardboard boxes, so I get long straight edge, and it'll help me make a template for cutting the edge of the wood properly to contour to the back wall. So I got this cut out pretty good. So I'll lay this on top of the plywood that I'm going to use to build the the next panel, and try and make all the mistakes on cardboard and not on the wood. So I used my patterns made out of cardboard, and I cut wood somewhat, sort of, kind of, sort of like that wall. Sometimes not even close. I do not enjoy working on curved wall vans. But anyway, the other one was a little bit tighter. Anyway, so I cut those two pieces, and then I just grabbed two other chunks of wood that I had, about 22 and a half inches across. I wanted to go a little bit wider. I had a little more space before I hit the wheel well, and ideally I would have went even a little bit wider than that, because this space is not big enough for like a Coleman propane stove with the tank on the side. I don't know if there's other options, but really I didn't really space that one good enough to put a burner in there anyway. Probably put a panel on top of that or something. Work in progress, thoughts in progress. And so yeah, that's one of the things that I would do differently in a permanent build, is make sure that that counter there probably goes all the way across. Just a bigger single counter, so that I could put the stove on there. But part of all of this module building, half of it's because I don't know what I'm doing, and the other half is because I wanted to be able to, you know, pull a couple screws from each item and then pull that whole cabinet out here in case I wanted to open up the space in the van to like haul something home that was big. Anyway, so that's how that's going. Oh yeah, so I cut this piece out, so the extension of the seat sits on this, which is a center support, which I unscrewed and just pulled out. And fortunately I didn't have to move my brackets. It was just enough room to create a lip here. And on the end I didn't bring the brace out, I just brought a corner piece of support wood out that goes most of the way across there, and it's screwed to the brace really good, and it creates that lip there. You got this lip here, and then you've got this lip here on this side, and then over here you've got this, which I may move over here, and then you've got this, and so I just need one more in the corner down there, and then the bed extension will just sit right on those, and when it's not in use I can just put it under the cushions on the main part of the bed. Those are my thoughts for the day. Alright, I just took this cabinet out of here. It was manageable to take it out, but it does have some weight to it, so I have an idea as to how I'm going to lighten it up. But this is why I build in the van, not outside the van and then take it in, because there are no straight lines in this. The van is curved in every direction, so I build in the van. Now I know my carpentry skills leave much to be desired, but if I was to try and build this outside the van and then put it in, I would be completely lost, because just the wall going up is curved, down the side of the van is curved, everything is curved. My dream is a box truck, right angles, full standing height. Oh, a thing of beauty. Alright, you're starting to get an idea as to how I'm thinking to lighten the wood. Alright, so I just took this hole saw and I cut 3 holes in. And the wood, just kind of a big yet safe triangle that is well in from all the sides, leaving lots of structure. Hopefully this won't be too big of a hole to cut out, and that'll actually put a couple more decorative holes over here and lighten this all up and add design to it. But that's the thought, that's the hope. We'll see how it goes. That's why this is an experimental build. I'm going to use the I got that hole cut. The saw grabbed on me and did a little more damage to my absolutely stellar carpentry work than I wanted. But yeah, so we got that done. Might pop some more holes in there with the hole saw. Let's see. Okay. Probably the most valuable tip I'm going to give you about using a hole saw on this thick plywood is have a brush handy. And probably 2 or 3 times, or if not 4, when you're cutting a hole this size, this deep, you're going to want to pull the hole saw out and brush all the debris out of the teeth, because it will just stop cutting because it'll be so jammed up. So so clean out the teeth regularly through each cut. And the way I did this design, this was completely random, and then I measured out so far, made a line. Want to leave lots of room for structure, don't want to sacrifice any strength. Want lots of wood on the sides in case I decide to put a shelf inside there, and you need to be able to screw to a good structure. So anyway, there's my attack on building with plywood instead of sticks, and then lightening it by cutting designs in it. And then the long term, after I'm happy with the build, whether it's this one or the next one or whatever, is to use a combination of plexiglass and LED lights. So after you cut designs in the wood, possibly put Lexan or Mylar or plexiglass sheet in behind here, which will turn this into a solid panel as far as stuff falling out. And then put the lighting around the edge of that sheet of plexiglass, and it will light up the plexiglass, and so these designs will shine through the wood. So that's the basic idea. Alright, that's sort of how it's looking now. And somebody gave me some blue paint, so as a bit of a visual experiment, I'm going to slap that blue on there and see how it jives with the blues that are already in the van. Alright, I pulled out those 3 units and had some recycled paint that I mixed with some other paint, and came out with a blue, and slapped a coat of paint on it just for therapy state, just for therapeutic reasons, and to seal in that old wood to some degree. With our fantastic design. Have to do more of that in the future, but I want to be sure of my design, and I already know I'm going to change it, so those cabinets will be good for now. But we're all cleaned out. Oh yeah, something else I did. So the other day a panel was made for this, taking out one of those. But there's one over here, and this is where one of the, under the bench, where one of the thingamajiggies, one of the bins comes in against, and that lip on those things sticks out quite a bit. So I took it out and cut another panel, and then I thought, okay, for on top of the sink I need a panel because I need more cabinet space. So I took another piece of slightly heavier wood than I'm using for the little panels. This is a little bit heavier, so this will sit it's cut to sit right on top of the sink and create a platform, so that it's not just a sink, it's also a platform, in case you need a platform for something, you're doing something platformish. So time to start